I've been winning world championships, since, he was getting knocked out overseas, fighting for $5,000. I've been doing this for years at the highest level. World championship fight after world championship fight. I am so far ahead when it comes to, you name it. In every sense of this game, I'm so far ahead of this kid. So the fact that I'm even talking about him right now is flattery to a boy that doesn't deserve me to be talking about him.
I don't see myself ever fighting Israel. No, there's no desire there, man. That's my guy. Even though a lot of people have kind of been hinting towards it, they're like, yeah, you guys need to fight, I don't see myself fighting him. Having 2 belts in Nigeria is better than just having one guy holding 2 belts.
Adesanya is the best light heavyweight in the world right now. Not much less the best middleweight in the world. I think he's the best light heavyweight in the world. That's it. He's made that leap. It's not like, this kid can be something down the line. Right now, he's the man. And them dudes ain't beating him. And guess what? If he goes up to light heavyweight, Izzy's going to be the double champ.
He's really good fighter, amazing fighter. But I'm better. I will stop him. He's going to feel legendary Polish power like everybody. So it's not easy fight for Adesanya. It's going to be harder fight. He will go back to his category. When I beat him, he's gonna remember me to end of his life, because I'm gonna be the first one who beat him in MMA.
When you see how dominant he is at 185, of course you think, okay, well, maybe he could go up to 205 and take that belt there. The only thing against that, the only thing that I would say is against Adesanya doing that is that he isn't the biggest middleweight, even though he towers above people because he's so tall at 6'4", but he's not the heaviest. Right, and if he goes up to light heavy, I think he walks around at like 195 or something like that. It doesn't get much heavier than 195. Like look at Blachowicz and Reyes, they're going to be 235, something like that, 240. And Jones is probably 245, 250.
I don't think a long, lean middleweight would present me much problem, especially once I got my hands on him and put him to the ground. Yeah, people can eat up what he's saying, but the truth of the matter is he's scared today.
Right now, if I'm looking at them both frame to frame, Jones is considerably bigger, and Jones can wrestle pretty damn good. Izzy's only got 2 years in the sport, and his grappling, I don't know if it's there yet, because we haven't seen it. I can't say it is or it isn't, because I just haven't seen a guy push him to that level in wrestling, or he hasn't fought like a pure wrestler that could show me that. So right now, I would lean towards Jones being able to take him down and control him and things like that.
Israel has excellent takedown defense, but Jones also has good takedown offense as well as defense. So, listen, it's not disrespectful to Israel to say this, but you got to go with Jones. You know what I mean?
All these guys, Costa, Whitaker, who we think are the greatest fighters in the world today, how are they not able to compete with this guy when Anderson can and go fight 3 rounds with him? It shows you how special Silva is, but also maybe is he still improving at such an alarming rate that now he's knocking these guys out that are the best fighters in the world in under 10 minutes? Like, I don't know how he's doing it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a tough fight, man. I'm not stoked to fight him. He's a hard fight. He's so good, and he only looked better in his last fight. And the fact he beat me once already.
So the Anderson Silva fight, there wasn't much action there, right? And it could have kind of gone either way. There wasn't a lot there. So, in that fight, I was like, well, Anderson didn't really push the fight. And then in the Robert Whitaker fight, Robert Whitaker was lunging in from outside, and I was like, well, Robert didn't really show up. He had a terrible game plan. And then the Yoel Romero fight, as we all know, it was kind of lackluster or whatever. We saw Paulo Costa, a guy that was undefeated, a guy that had all the hype. He hits incredibly hard. He was scared of Israel's speed, scared of his accuracy. Costa didn't do a goddamn thing, and I don't see anybody beating Israel Adesanya in the near future.
I'm gonna beat his face. He's good in the stand-up, but nobody did wrestling against him. Yoel Romero, he did only 3-4 punch in the stand-up. Yeah, I can beat this guy.
Paulo Costa is as good as they come, and Izzy made him look like a rank amateur. It was not competitive. There was no second of that fight where you thought Costa had a chance.
I disapprove 100%. And To me, this is mortal now. Nobody will stop me. Nobody can stop me. I want my rematch. And you know I'm waiting for you. Something happened before the fight. I'm not excuse here to my people, my fans. The action that human trash did. The human trash did after a fight.
He humped him. He humped him 2 or 3 times. He gave him the old pump and dump. I'm telling you.
I didn't see when I was there on the cage, but I saw now. I will be 100% to fight him and to make him pay. That's my words. Save my words.
Izzy's a wild motherfucker. He's got his shirt off in the nightclub, women everywhere. I'm immediately like, I love this motherfucker. We're just talking shit.
Yeah, 100%. That's him. That's him. He's not putting on a show. He's not putting on an act. Like 100%, that's the guy. You put a fly on the camera. You put a camera on the wall. He's gonna be the same every morning, every afternoon. Like that's just what the guys are like.
Izzy's one of the best counter strikers in the entire world. He can counter, and that's what happened with Robert Whittaker. Remember, Robert Whittaker brought it to him. He tried to go forward, and he got knocked out. So, damn. If I do bring the pressure, this dude can knock me out. So Paulo Costa goes, I am going to fight every urge and every instinct that I have to go and chase this dude down. I'm going to fight that, and I'm going to stay at range and be more patient. Damn, because I didn't, right? So it's damned if you do, Robert Whittaker, and it's damned if you don't, Paulo Costa, because if you stay at range, he is going to pick you apart.
I've got a lot of respect for Israel. I think he's a great fighter. You know what? This is no disrespect to him. I think he's probably an easier fight for me than Rob because we both had that. We'd probably have a great striking battle. Rob's a bit different because he mixes it up. I know Israel. Israel's the champion. He's a great MMA fighter, but he's a pure striker. I think we'd have a great fight.
And I want that fight for legacy. You know, I've spoke about Anfield, my hometown, the Liverpool Football Club, and that's a legacy fight for me. You know, I've said this before here on these tables. Forget the belt. Obviously, if me and him fight, the belt's up. But it's the fight with me and him that I know it's gonna be. It will, honestly, I swear to God, like I get goosebumps thinking about it.
Your honest opinion, is Israel Adesanya able to be this next big superstar of the UFC? What do you think?
I think he already superstar. Right now, he's very good. You know, like he undefeated, 20-0. You know, he beat a lot of tough guys. He beat Gastelum, Whittaker, Costa. You know, it's like he defended his title twice. He already big star.